Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for today's video. My name is David. This channel is Damar's Coaching. Today's video is about the narcissist game. I made a video a few months ago called the Narcissist Plan. It's similar to this, but different. I have different information. You guys can go watch that video if you want. So, the narcissist game. I'm hoping that this will help you understand people with this disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. I think if you've had traumatic experiences, relationships with them, I think it helps to understand what was going on in your relationship, and a part of that is to understand their mental illness. That's what this is. So it's not necessarily a game, right? It wasn't just some game that you played and you lost. It's mental illness, okay? So to just get a little understanding of them, we go into how they were made. And I'm talking about their upbringing, okay? That's what causes this. Also, their genetics have a factor in how they react to this, and our culture. But this reaches every culture there is. They were neglected, okay? Awful, awful neglect. And I think all of us, all of you watch this video, have been neglected in childhood too. Had to have been. To have neglectful relationships in your adulthood, you had them in your childhood. But they were massively neglected, and it may not seem like that. Neglect isn't just not feeding your children, not loving them. So there's not an exact way these people were made or developed the disorder. It's not all the same. It can be pretty extreme opposites almost, but it's always neglect. There's forced neglect, doing things to succeed, to excel. You must be the best in school. You must be the best on your team. You must be the best dressed, act the best way, things like this. Pushing this child to succeed at these things at the cost of developing their self. Their self never fully develops into a fully functioning adult human. It's called fragmented self. Their reaction is what's important. And so a lot of us compare our childhood and try to compare it to someone else's childhood and say, why did they turn out like that? Why did I turn out this way? And why did my twin brother turn out totally different? Because of reaction. The way that we react to things. We've been neglected. Narcissists are neglected. They reacted different. We all have different experiences as well, but we all have different brains. And we react differently, okay? And this is part of their disorder. A lot of us could have the same exact childhood as someone that developed narcissistic personality disorder, but you didn't, okay? It's their reaction. Causing the worst insecurity. Their parents never made them feel secure at all. Dangling love over their head. You must succeed or we don't love you. No security. Causing the lowest self-esteem ever. So never developing myself emphasizes my ego. I compare myself to others, and that's what causes low self-esteem. Their parents probably did it to them. It's the worst. It's the worst. Magnify your insecurity and your low self-esteem by 10. Okay? It's so bad, they reject it. A narcissist will commonly reject their childhood and every negative experience they've ever had. The plan is to overcompensate ego over self. Reject the self that is shameful, that's bad. Their parents taught them that they were bad, that this doesn't matter. Reject this. Ego is everything. Promote ego. Identity. Their identity is who they are. Not their personality, not their emotional self, their identity. And that's why they place importance on splendor and style, appearance, intelligence, their magnificence, their omnipotence. This is fantasies of grandeur, okay? Fantasies of grandeur. They may fantasize or idealize relationships, love, family, jobs, money, how they're going to look, be famous, rich. It's delusional, guys. Delusional. They come up with a false sense of self that is delusional. It's not who they are. This is why it's confusing. This is why they tell you one thing and show you another. It's not who they are. It's delusional. The false narrative. No, I had a good childhood. No, you didn't. It was awful. You felt bad. No. That was my inner self that I don't care about. That doesn't exist. No, just this. Identity. Ego. They must have external validation and reinforcement. This is through attention and adoration. They have to. They won't do it themselves. They will begin the delusion, and they will fantasize, and they will tell you who they are, what they want to be, and then it's up to everybody else. Everybody else to promote this, to validate this, to reinforce this, to support this, to supply this. Their supply, narcissistic supply. That's what they're supplying. Attention and adoration is the way that we reinforce all of their insecurities to make sure that their delusion comes to reality, that they're amazing. Amazing. They're not aware of their childhood and neglect, their negative feelings and experiences. They're not aware of it. They won't go into it. So many. You know, the people I hear about that are disordered, okay? A lot. But the borderline always had a bad childhood. The sociopath always had a bad childhood. The psychopath, the histrionic, but never the narcissist. Not always. Some of them will tell you that the covert narcissist might be the victim and tell you that they had a bad childhood. It's commonly that they reject this. They never learn from it. They never heal from it. Okay? Never. And that's shame they carry all the time. And it's up to us to overcompensate for that shame. So, their relationships. On the surface, looks good. I get it all the time. No, Jack gets along really well with their parents. Well, their parents cause a personality disorder in their child. On the surface, looks good. They might have friends. They'll say they have friends. These friends aren't very close. They stay far away and give me what you're available to give me. This person will always tell me everything's okay. And every person I screw over and tell them, oh, this person deserved it, rationalize, this person will always support that. Yep, you're right. Yeah, she's stupid. Yep, she's crazy. Yep, she's a whore. Yep, she's this, she's that. Screw her, screw her, screw her, screw her. One person will always tell them how great they are. You're just so good looking. God, I love how you dress and your style is so amazing. The other person might offer them whatever it is. Okay? Compartmentalizing. It's when they get close. Okay? It's when they get too close. This can work a little bit. It's not enough. Your needs aren't being met and stuff like this. But they can keep people in their life that they can call friends that really aren't friends, but more acquaintances and stuff like this. But to them, it's their friends. These people supply things for me. They have value. And they can continue to have this value. It will never be enough, one friend telling me how great I am, but I have several, right? And I know that's going to be good enough just for the time that I'm with them, that I call them, that I hang out with them. Once a month, once a week. It's closer relationships. You guys trying to date these people, okay? Trying to form an intimate, loving, growing relationship with them. So these people on the outside will support their appearance. They will give them attention and adoration. That may be enough. But boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, things like this, as we get closer, or friends that get closer, or family that gets closer, this causes them stress. Okay? And this stress is why their traits surface. It takes some time. They're great in the beginning. 6 months later, oh my God. And their friends won't understand this. They don't do that with them. They didn't get close enough. Right? So then they'll tell their friends, oh, this person's blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, screw them. You see that? As attachment begins, so does responsibility, accountability, which they can't handle. They'll never meet your needs. This is a narcissist. The narcissist is completely stuck on themselves. Always, always, always trying to reinforce support this delusion of grandeur. Okay? And since it's never enough, they don't have any time for you. They didn't do this for anybody else. The problem with external sources is they're never enough. Never, never enough. If you feel ugly, like an ugly person, it's not going to be fixed because someone just says, oh no, you're pretty. We all know this. We've seen pretty beautiful people that say they're ugly, and it doesn't matter what you tell them. It's how they feel about themselves inside. So as you get closer to them, as they attach to you, you can't do it anymore. It doesn't matter how many times you say they're great, they're amazing, they're perfect, they're beautiful, they're handsome, I love you. It doesn't matter. It fades. External sources fade. Looks fade. Money's never enough, right? The high off chemicals and substances decrease. Everything fades like this. And so does us. So do we. Everything we can supply to them fades. And we fade. Everything good and great about us that they liked and admired and adored fades. That's why in relationships, if you don't build some a structure, a foundation based on something else besides how we look or sex, it's going to fall apart. So everything good fades. Now, anything or anyone or any time they feel average, this goes down, or below, they will fall into a deep depression. Rejection, relationship fails, you break up with them, and they have nobody else to support this, to do this for them. Depression, okay? Massive, massive depression until they can find someone else to supply for them that delusion again, that they're great, that they're amazing. They can't do it themselves. You guys always wonder, why do they always go running to someone else? Why do they look happy? Because they are able, by doing this, they can reject themselves. They can reject the relationship they had with you. They can reject the loss, grieving, their emotions they have. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Just because they're smiling with someone else in a picture a month after you guys broke up, doesn't mean they're happy. They're just chasing that delusional narrative that they're great. They found a new person, and there's always going to have to be a new person. One person will never be able to continue to do that. Unless for them it's enough if you talk to them once a week, once a month, once a year, tell them how great they are, they'll keep you around. But once you get too close, it's over. I hope you guys understand that. This is a mental illness. Narcissism is all about them. It's like the baby that can't see past their fingers and toes. Because what they need is too much. Our needs, what we need, can be fulfilled by other people in relationships. They can. But they can't. You can't fulfill their needs. What they want, what they need is too much from any single human being. I'm asked, David, how do I make it work anyway? I don't care. How do I do it? How do I stay? How does someone stay with a narcissist? They just can't. In any relationship a narcissist has over time, you just know it's so stressful. And the person has to lose their own self and be all about them. And it can't work. Can't hold up. It won't continue. It can't sustain. Stress. The second they start attaching to you, stress happens. Bad negative behaviors surface. They can no longer be responsible for you and what they need to do in this relationship, meet your needs and things like this. They can't do that. You wanting and needing things from them causes stress. And everything they liked, loved, and valued about you, starts to decrease. Because they aren't valuing who you are. They're valuing what you look like and what you do. This will fade. They're objectifying you like an object. Every object will fade. I don't care, right? Your favorite car. eventually wasn't your favorite car anymore. What happened? Well, it broke down and the seats got ripped and torn and the paint job faded. Not so valuable anymore, is it? Especially compared to the car that's brand new, that's 10 years newer and smells good, runs great. It's all shiny. So it's always on to the next person. Never work. I hope this video helped you guys understand a little bit. Alleviate some of that shame, confusion, self-doubt. It'll never work. It never could have. Okay? You guys have had narcissist friends that you didn't realize were narcissists for that reason. You didn't get too close. Okay? They're a little selfish. Yeah? Didn't do too much, didn't reciprocate very much. Kind of judged other people and stuff like this. But when you dated one, you sure knew, huh? You sure know after some time. And that's what's going on. The undeveloped self means they don't relate to others with their self. They identify with this. Okay? Ask questions, please. Learn, help, heal each other. And love yourself first, okay? I'll see you guys again later. Bye.